Realistically speaking, there are not many alternatives to being a freelancer as a dancer today. I actually started freelancing when I was 23 years old, and I lived a lot of different experiences, some of them very good, but also some of them not that good. Hi everyone, my name is Nico Ricchini. I am a freelance dance artist, and my mission is to help you navigate life through dance. Today I want to share with you my little story of freelancing, starting back in 2011 up until today. Before we start, I want to share with you a little system I have come up with. We're gonna use for each period of time 3 indicators, which are gonna help us to evaluate and compare them. The first indicator is going to be the work predictions. So this is going to be talking about my capability at some point in a given period to actually project myself in terms of work. Am I able to project work for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year, which is something that is very important to learn how to do when you are a freelancer. The second indicator is going to be income. I am not actually going to go into the actual numbers of my income back in 2011 and my income today, but I am going to talk about how my income was in the given periods, and we're gonna evaluate if it was actually enough for me to sustain myself and sustain my lifestyle. The third indicator is gonna be the level of stress. It's pretty straightforward. Basically, in that given period of time, was I very stressed or not, and why? Okay, so I think that's all clear. Let's dive in. 2011 to 2012. Pretty rough start because I've just been fired from my first job, and I start to have like a little depression for like 2 months, where basically I'm not doing anything, I'm not training, I'm eating junk food, I'm just watching TV, I'm a bit lost. And luckily my family and my friends pushed me out of it and asked me to get back there, and that's what I did. So I started auditioning, I started taking workshops, I started trying to open a bit more my network, but actually it's a bit frustrating because I'm not landing any kind of job. Luckily, I am at the time also giving a lot of classes, so this is helping me to sustain myself a bit more. And then I finally book a job in London for a project, and then I also meet Lali Aiguade, who recommends that I audition for a project that Akram Khan Company was doing at the time. And that project was the opening ceremony for the Olympic Games in London in 2012. And I am lucky enough that I landed the job. So in that period of time, 2011 to 2012, it's quite the struggle for me. So my work predictions are pretty much 1 out of 5. Auditions are very tough. Maybe out of a dozen of auditions, I only passed 2, and it's pretty difficult to get work. So the only thing that I really have going on at this point, above all at the beginning, before I start landing a few projects, is just my classes, and it's just the workshops also I'm trying to develop. In terms of income, I'm in a 1 out of 5 because it's quite a struggle because I'm not actually making the ends meet at the end of the month. And luckily, and I'm very thankful for that, my family is able to help me, and it's really a relief because I'm very far from stability at this point. In terms of level of stress, let's say I'm in a 3 out of 5 because obviously I'm very obsessing about not having a job, not managing to land any auditions, but in the end I'm also young and I don't think I am taking the whole seriousness of the situation in its entirety. I don't think I'm seeing really what's happening because I'm still young and I'm just very innocent at the moment, so I'm just enjoying life as much as I can, even though the situation is pretty serious. 2012 to 2014. After I took part to the Olympic Games ceremony, I was pretty motivated and I felt like I gained a lot of confidence out of this project. And it also helped me to open my network because I also out of this started to be more confident to take more workshops, etc. So I actually opened a bit more my network, and also the project that I did in London did open me more doors. And so I started working actually with other artists like Lali Aiguade, La Taimada, and also Emma Martin Dance in Dublin. This is like among other other projects that I did. And I kept developing also my own work as a choreographer and as a creator, and also as a guest teacher, because classes and workshops were starting to pick up. So I was able to travel a bit more and to gain a bit more confidence in that aspect. And in that period, I also started to do a bit more of cultural management as a freelance as well, which I am very interested in, but I have never done it before, but I'm just learning on the spot. So for that period of time, for the work prediction, would say I'm in a 3 out of 5, because I'm managing to book a fair amount of work, but it's still a bit unstable. But at the same time, it allows me to have a bit more stability and maybe like a 6 months projection of work. In terms of income, I'm in a 3 out of 5 because it's really improving, so I can really sustain myself, so I don't really have to rely anymore on my parents at that time, and I'm booking a series of different projects which allow me to sustain myself even more. Level of stress is in a 2 out of 5. I always keep an eye out for every opportunity that can pop up, but I'm starting to really enjoy and embrace actually the lifestyle of being a freelancer. 2015 to 2018. This period of time is very special for me because it's kind of like the highlight of my career. Fortunately, that is when I booked the job for the production Chotodesh by Akram Khan Company and Subak Master, and it's a solo production which we toured together with Dionisio Salamanos during 3 years. We ended up doing over 345 shows. The show was translated into 6 languages. Over 100,010 people saw the show, and we went all across the world, which was an amazing experience, a very intense one. But I was basically living my life. That was what I had been working for. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Even so, I did manage to put some additional projects. I did work with Claude Ensemble for a few projects, and also my workshops and my classes increased drastically. And over this period of 3 years, I basically spent like maybe 6 months at home, which was pretty intense. So I didn't really have time for a lot of other things to do, but I basically dedicated myself fully to this tour, and when it came to an end, that's another story. But we'll talk about this right after. So in that period of time, my work predictions is a 5 to 5 because I have a contract that is being renovated for 12 months during 2 years. And then I don't really have to think about anything because basically my whole schedule is full, so I barely have time to do anything else. In terms of income, I'm in a 4 out of 5. Obviously, my income has drastically increased. I am way more stable, but I'm also working way more. So, that's also logical. And then my level of stress is in 1 out of 5. Because I'm very chill. I'm just having the time of my life at the moment. 2018 to 2020. So at the end of the tour in November 2018, it's been already a few months that I had decided that I wanted to transition to not dancing anymore. So I decided basically to quit dancing, and I was putting myself headfirst into producing and managing artists and companies. So that's what I did. The thing is that now with a bit more distance, I wish I had taken time to actually digest the 3 years of touring, because I think I was basically so scared that I wanted to put my head straight into something else. And that's what happened. I did a whole speech in the last performance in Vancouver in November about me basically retiring from dance. And the next day I was starting my basically 8 to 9 hours sitting at a desk and just producing and managing companies and artists, which I was enjoying, but it was something very different, and I actually didn't leave any room for digesting what the whole experience of the tour had been. That's also the time that I launched Free Bodies together with Nadine, and a lot of you will know that this project since then has expanded and developed in beautiful other projects. It was, and it is still, a very rewarding project, but it was also at the time a very demanding one. And basically between the new production company and between the project of Free Bodies and also me quitting dancing, not being happy about all this, I basically burn out. And 6 months into stopping dancing, I have to quit everything completely. I take a break for about a month. I retire in the countryside in France, and I try to find myself again. And basically, I decided to reconnect with dance because this is what I was missing. I had not been maybe in a studio or even taken a class for like 6 months, and that was not me at all. And thankfully, because I have beautiful friends and I have people that I really trust and really support me for many years now, they pushed me into going back to dancing and get myself out there again. So in this period of time, also between 2018 and 2020, I landed the job of rehearsal director for Chotok Xenos, which was the new project for Akram Khan Company. And we started it, we premiered it, and right after this, the pandemic hits. And that's when everything is turned upside down. So between 2018 and 2020, things are not at their best. So my work predictions are in a 2 out of 5 because I work a lot through Free Bodies, through the production company, and I feel like I'm sacrificing a lot of myself, and I am also like sacrificing my time and my resources, and I am kind of like not able to see everything that is around. So my work predictions are very low. And in terms of income, I'm also in a maybe 2 out of 5 because the company is just starting, it's not really stable, and I don't really have at that time a very business-oriented mindset. Level of stress, 4 out of 5. I am pretty lost and I go by the day. It's tough for everyone at that moment, but you know, we go slowly. 2020 to 2022, the pandemic hits and I hit rock bottom. For the longest time, I am in complete denial of everything that's happening, and I am not really managing to handle my company properly, and it's a whole show. Fortunately, we try to support each other with all the artists, and I try to be there as much as possible. I am pretty lost in that moment about what I want to do, what I want to achieve in life, and I think that happened to a lot of people. And I end up picking up also on the role of dancer for Chotok Xenos because of the COVID restrictions in terms of travels. It's been a bit difficult to get the whole team all together. Despite all this, Free Bodies keeps being consolidated and the project develops beautifully. So in that moment, 2020 to 2022, so in that period, my work predictions are pretty much in a 3 out of 5. Still the same, it's not very stable, it's a bit tough. And in terms of income, it's the same, 2 out of 5. The income is limited because of the whole COVID situation. And I spend most of my resources on trying to keep the company afloat and trying to invest in resources so we can keep going forward. Level of stress, honestly, is a 5 to 5. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm hitting rock bottom and just on a very automatic mode. And finally, 2022 to 2024. In 2022, I decided to put an end to the adventure of Big Story Productions. I have a lot to assume out of this whole adventure. I have a lot to take on. I also make a series of decisions in my life to kind of like move on to another path. And I feel like I'm starting to take control back. Actually, I almost reach a point when I am in a second burnout. So I think it was time for me to like take some responsibilities and take some decisions. And really the thing is to put back dance in the center of my life. During this period also, Free Bodies expands into Free Roots, Free Zone, and soon Free Pulse. And I have accepted also to return on tour with Chotodesh, which we have started last September. and I am booking workshops again, and I feel like I'm seeing light again. So right now my work predictions are pretty good. Actually, I am on a 5 to 5 because I know exactly what kind of work I'm gonna be doing in 12 months. I don't really have to think much about it. My classes, my workshops, my creations also as a guest artist are spiking up. I feel like also it's kind of like the result of all these years of sacrifices and connecting with people and expanding my network. It's finally paying off. In terms of income, I think I'm in the best moment of my life. Not because I can spend without even thinking about it, but just because I feel like I have found a stability. Level of stress is too, because I feel that even though there is a stress because we do have a lot of work, I am not overwhelmed by it. And I feel like I'm in a place when I can really enjoy what I'm doing. And actually, I am able to maybe bring a bit more than I was able to do before. I'm actually having a lot of fun. Well, in conclusion, as you can see, the life of a freelance is very unpredictable. You have to be ready basically for everything. You have to anticipate, you have to organize. Overall, now, one skill that you develop with the years is that you are able to anticipate the problems and see them coming. So you can avoid them actually, and that's a pretty good place to be. And now what I feel is that thanks to all these years of experience again, I am able to really enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm really choosing the projects and the things I want to do. Well, thank you very much. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you will find some good insight on what the life of a freelancer is. Please do not hesitate to like, comment, and follow. I'm super happy to actually open a conversation within the comment section, and it means a lot to me. Again, my mission is to help you navigate life through dance. So if you found this video helpful, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and let me know what they think about it. That is all for now. Take care and see you very soon. Bye-bye.